What's up, y'all? Jericho1 here with Season 1 of the, well, not Season 1, but my first season in the UNPL Academy. Shoutouts to SB Crash for the logo, for the rebrand, the Henrico Haxorus. Slicing through the Pokeball there. That logo is sick, and I can't wait. Shoutouts to all the admins and coaches who made this work, especially our commissioner, my boy, It's Danny Mac. I'm going to post all their links down in the description below as soon as I am able to. But yeah, let's get into it. First up, in our first round pick, we had Landorus Incarnate. Now, this thing is amazing. Sheer Force is an amazing ability. It gets a bunch of moves that can take advantage of it. Pretty solid defenses, 89 HP, 90 defense, 80 SPDEF. 101 speed, so it hits just over that base 100 threshold. 125 attack with 115 special attack. It can be run physical, special, mixed, what have you. This thing is going to be a really, really solid wall breaker, and I look forward to this thing putting in some work. Next up, we have Goldango. With the ability good as gold, the people aren't going to be able to get rid of hazards against me. I'm also going to be able to resist the ice type that Landorus is weak to, as well as Landorus not being affected by the ground type attacks that will want to hit Goldango. Really solid defensive anchor, 87 HP, 95 defense, 91 SPDEF with a fantastic steel ghost defensive typing. 133 special attack is nothing to scoff about, even with no investment, still does a good chunk of change. 84 speed, while being on a Pokemon like this, isn't going to wow you and outspeed a whole bunch of things, but it will allow me to be able to outpace some slower Mons and be able to pick up some really pivotal KOs, hopefully, later this season. Next up, we have Quaquaval, Torrent, but Moxie is the real star of the show with its signature move, Aqua Step, water fighting type. It's another ice resist, as well as being able to hit those pesky fire types that are going to plague Goldango. Base 120 attack is really, really solid. Base 85 special attack is not bad. Maybe we might be able to catch some people off guard with special Quack. Maybe not ideal, but, you know, might be something we're able to pull out. 85 HP, 80 defense, and 75 special defense is really, really solid base defenses, especially with the access to Roost to recover. We have 2 out of our 3 Mons that have recovery right now. Quaquaval hits 85 speed, but with Aqua Step, boosted speed +1 every single time it clicks that move. Also, with access to priority, makes this thing able to steamroll teams. Next up, we have Roaring Moon, who's going to be pretty much my designated breaker for the season. 139 attack, 119 speed, with the photosynthesis ability being able to run booster energy and boost either any of my stats by 1.2 or my speed by 1.5, other than HP, does not get boosted no matter what happens. But other than that, this mod is going to just break walls. Now, one thing I did not realize is this thing had 105 base HP and 101 base special defense, which actually makes it a pretty solid special. It can tank some special hits. Like, that's no lie. It can tank some really, really strong special attacks. So, hopefully this thing is able to get up some DDs and put in some work. Next up, we have probably my second favorite of all time and one of my favorite draft Pokemon of all time, Pecharunt, Poison Puppeteer. It always confuses anytime I poison with its signature move, Malignant Chain, having a 50% chance to poison. That makes this thing pretty ridiculous on the hack side. 88s across the board, other than that 160 base defense, which will allow me to basically tank any physical hit, other than obviously a few choice things, if anything is set up, stuff like that. But this thing is going to be an amazing Pokemon and a really great option to round out our team. Next up, I wanted a little bit more speed, so we went with Superior. I also wanted a grass type. Contrary with the move Leaf Storm, it's going to raise our special attack by +2 every time. It's also got access to speed control and glare. 113 speed is fantastic. Pretty solid base defenses in both 95, even with only having 75 base HP. But it's typing the grass type doesn't lend itself to being a great defensive Pokemon. Unfortunately, this thing isn't allowed to Terra, or else it would be amazing. But we're still going to run it. We're still going to figure out how it can put in some work for us this season. Next up, we got Rabombi. Base 124 speed, 195 special attack. Those are going to be our two most important stats. Access to speed control and stun spore, also sticky webs. You can run sometimes offensive to catch some opponents off guards. I will say if sticky webs go up, with me having Goldengo, it's going to be hard for those things to go away. Just looking at this thing, it's going to be really solid to add some support to the team and add a fairy type as well to get rid of that dragon weakness. Next up, we had my first Terra Captain in Medicham. Basically picked this thing just because I like the way it looks. I like how cool it is. And Mega Medicham was probably my favorite Mega. Obviously, this is not Mega Medicham, but it does still have Pure Power, which doubles its attack stat. 80 speed is going to be pretty solid. With Trailblaze, it can outspeed some things. It does get access to Bulk Up, Drain Punch, as well as Recover, so it does have Recovery still. That's kind of a theme among my team, is I am able to have Recovery just as an option in case I want to. This thing does rely heavily on its priority in Mach Punch and Bullet Punch, which is also part of the reason why I am Terra Fighting and Terra Steel. Terra Steel also allows us to tank any Fairy or Psychic types that want to hit us. And Terra Electric for those pesky flying types who may think that they can come in and wall this thing. I'm just going to Terra Electric, Terra Blastia, and it's going to hurt. Next up, I kind of like to have an offensive and a defensive Terra Captain. So this is my more defensive-based Terra Captain. Knackle Stack. Nothing to write home about when you think about its stats in the first place, but when you consider the fact that this can hold Eviolite with a base 100 defense, doubling its defense, and also doubling its base 65 Spadef. Even with only 60 HP, it does still get access to Recover. Salt Cure is amazing, Hazards, couple defensive Terra types in Water and Fairy, as well as Terra Ghost for those pesky high jump kickers, as well as fighting types who just want to try and click buttons against us. And we can also take reduced damage from Ghost-type moves, even though it's super effective with Purifying Salt. Sturdy and Clear Body are also pretty solid options on this. Next up, I only had 2 points left in the draft, and I wanted to pick 2 more Pokemon. My first one, I wanted an Electric type, so I went to Dene. Just Nuzzle, Super Fang shenanigans. Just going to be a pretty fun mon to use in general. I've never really used this thing, so I'm not really sure what it's going to be able to do. But it does get Cheek Pouch, which, you know, maybe might be good. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. We'll see. And they told me I wouldn't. Listen. They told me I wouldn't do it. But I did it, baby. We got this adorable little thing in Corphish. Terra Water, Terra Ground, Terra Poison. You can guess what those are for, but the real fun thing I'm waiting on is Adaptability Terra Water with the base 80 attack and access to Aqua Jet. You're telling me I might be able to get off a Choice Band Aqua Jet on some things? Chi-Yu is a fraud against this thing. It's just going to be so fun. It's not going to come to many games, but when it does, I'm going to make sure it puts in work. And with that, that is my team for my first season in the UNPL Academy. I'm pretty nervous, also pretty excited. It's probably the most excited and nervous I've ever been to be a part of a draft league. Hopefully we can make the playoffs and do some damage when we get there. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed everything about this video. If you did, please feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know what you think. Like I said, I'm going to be posting all the coaches' links down in the description. I'll also be posting my boy, it's Danny Mac, our lovely commissioner, down in the description as well. Alrighty, folks. Let's get it this season. I'm out. Peace.